My thought leadership surrounds solving problems in a unique way, or saying some of the things that might be difficult for others to say, right? It has a lot to do with looking at problems from a very diverse perspective. And because it's an international group of individuals, it helps people that, let's say from the United States, hear ourselves complaining about something maybe where someone from another country is saying, actually, that's not really a big problem. Let me tell you about mine.
I definitely have my own profile on Twitter, but it's not a strategic one. It's just a matter of being yourself. I think that the business and of the events that I attend, they are measurement related, they are PR related, and that's a very engaged community. And being back in person with everyone, I think, makes that difference. And the other part is that I'm the exact same person on Twitter as I am in real life. So it's never a surprise for anyone when they meet me.
With Twitter, having a Twitter Spaces, a regular show, which is PR Lunch Hour, which I started with 2 other PR professionals, it allowed for me to be able to work with them and build community based on the fact that we are all from a diverse perspective, but very diverse careers in public relations and communications, and being open and having a safe space for those conversations. Twitter Spaces, specifically during COVID, gave us a unique opportunity to be able to build community around all of this.
I feel like every year for the past 5 years, I've had a little bit of a different style on how I executed things. The year prior was tools and resources. One year it was simply self-motivation that I could use to inspire others, but then in the last 12 months is tools, resources for PR professionals and or some journalists who wanted to cross over into the PR industry.
We really promote sharing our news with each other. So not only what's amazing and what looks good on camera, but also what isn't good, and then how can you help me get over the hump?
Participate where there are existing communities. So if you're looking to really build community or awareness or even a platform, that's great to leverage something that's already existing. Providing as much service as you can without giving up your payday, meaning what are things that could potentially be content marketing or calls to action to drive people back to what you do professionally, but you can give them little nuggets or breadcrumbs along the way. And lastly, build relationships through DMs. That could be controversial, but I do a lot of talking or back and forth with journalists through direct messages versus publicly on the platform.
Start with something that you know and have passion about. And don't be afraid to continuously learn about that. 2 is build community around your expertise using the different tools that Twitter has. So we have groups now. We've started a PR, community. They have communities now. You have Twitter Spaces, and you have small circles. So they've come out with various different tools that allows for you to build community around what's important to you. Explore new ideas that you're curious about.
My rationale right now is I'm here for a little while. We'll have to see what happens. Obviously I'm not going to throw away, 12 plus years worth of community and relationship building unless I can find other ways to connect with those folks in other platforms. And I'm looking to see what changes will actually occur, how that will impact my clients, us, and even my personal viewpoints.
I'm sticking around because the truth of the matter is, when you've built a community of people that are sincere about the work that they do, no matter what happens outside of that, you can stay authentic to yourself. It's still an opportunity to read articles, educate yourself, connect with other professionals, and learn.
From a business standpoint, for the business of AMEC, it's going to be a consideration of where our stakeholders are. And I think we will have stakeholders there. And I think those are the questions that other businesses will face as well. From a data standpoint, I think some of the changes can be interesting and insightful, because I think that there will be some transparency around how many profiles are there, how many bots are they able to detect. I mean, and as you know, when we're looking at efficacy and credibility of data, sometimes our hands are tied based on what we can get through an API. And so any insider peek behind that curtain of who's really there, who those stakeholders are, and how they're being represented, I think can be incredibly exciting from a data perspective.
Given the landscape right now, it is not unwise to think about where else you can engage with folks, be it LinkedIn, if you have a newsletter like a Substack platform where you can join people together, private Slack channels. It never hurts to diversify where you connect and interact with people. In fact, for different subsets or groups, you can create those types of things. But to say all of your eggs in one basket on Twitter right now, given the uncertainty and the overall change in the landscape of social media and what we once knew social networks to be, it's important to think of other alternatives.
These engineers and these tech professionals will continue to push the boundaries. We in our field have to continue to do the same. How we're communicating with each other, how we're staying in contact with each other, with businesses, and with the world.